So we'll wait a minute. All right. We want to go over, you said you needed a little bit of time to do the app. Again. Okay. I put a couple things on there. So that'll be the first thing we do. I lost the course here. And then you guys, if we were going to, so what we talked about, and Hunter kind of agreed that we probably aren't going to go over. Well, I got to make sure he can see us. Where's my screen? All right, I got to share my screen. Sorry. So we kind of agreed we weren't going to do a lot of the long talking. You guys are going to be able to handle things. But I do want, if you guys can humor me for about 6-7 minutes, I want to just show you what I did, talk to you about what I did, and then maybe after a few minutes, then we have to kind of figure out, do you want a few minutes to look things over, or do you want us to go right into 9.2 work together? Maybe we go right into 9.2 work together, and then you can look at your notes, look at 9.2 work together to do the app. We'll have to kind of figure out the best process behind this. But first, I just want to show you, I'm not going to talk about it, but 1.2, I took all the stuff, and it's kind of weird. This section's not as bad, but they're talking about departmentalized accounting, and you're going to be remembering purchase journal real quick, all right? This is like chapter 9 stuff that they're interpreting and putting in there. So if you remember purchases, I just want to hit some high notes with you. We used to just have purchases was just a normal debit balance. And now we're going to have this company, Wiley, I think it's Wiley, that's going to departmentalize their purchases and a lot of their revenue and different things with grills or furniture. So you might be asked to do that with grills or furniture, okay? And so you will put they give you, remember all these steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They put the date, the vendor name, the purchase invoice number, the accounts payable credit, and then instead of just putting in a purchase debit, it'll be purchases furniture or purchases grill, okay? And then like when you get to application problems, it'll be a different example. But there's just 2 types of purchases. Those are the departments that they're talking about. Why they have accounts payable here and accounts payable ledger is because we are going to post to the individual vendor, correct? And then we will post the total at the end, because this is a special amount column. Purchases grills is a special amount column. Purchase furniture, accounts payable credit is a special amount column. So that's why they have them both listed. So the transaction, what reads down here, sometimes they put the transaction below all the information. We used to have the transaction above it, and then you go through. So that's just kind of, I just wanted to show you that. Here's the posting part of it. Again, they're just showing you the numbers. The vendor number is step 5, putting it in there. Okay. We're not posting. Why are we posting this? We're posting so we can get up-to-date balances. We're not posting to the special amount columns. And then we have debit memorandums. Okay, what are debit memorandums? I always think of debit memorandums meaning that you automatically debit the accounts payable in its company. Okay, whenever I do a debit memorandum, I debit the accounts payable in the company, and I credit purchase returns and allowances. And what are they doing? just like anything, we are returning something. We are returning a purchase. Wiley is. We're returning it to these people. So what we're doing is we're lowering our bill. How do you lower accounts payable? You got to debit it. That's why it's a debit memorandum. We debit accounts payable in the company. We credit the purchase returns allowances. What's purchase returns allowance? It's I thought it was on here. Contra account. Remember that? The exact opposite. So when we have purchases as a debit account, purchase returns and allowances, and you can see grills just like the other one. There's going to be a credit balance. So that's kind of 1-2 in a nutshell. But what I want to show you that I did, and hopefully this will work, in our advanced accounting class online, I gave you the notes for 1-2. And basically, it's all the highlighted parts. It's just screenshots. The bad part is sometimes I can't get them real close together because it won't let me. The screenshots are too big or whatever. But this is all on a Google Doc that you can use, so you don't have to wait for me to highlight things. Does that make sense? Okay. So we did that for 1-2. And again, I did it for 1-3. So it has the book, just like if we went through it, and you can use that document to help you. Now, what we also did, and because what is available to me is new this year, is they gave me some PowerPoints. So if you look at this 11E 1.2 PowerPoint, they gave me these. Now, the difference is, I don't know if you have PowerPoint on your Chromebooks. Do you guys not have any Microsoft Office on your Chromebooks? He said that nobody has any Office. And one kid asked me, I was gone yesterday, and they emailed, can I just do this stuff in Word instead of Google? I know that better. I go, yeah, absolutely. He said on his Chromebook. But it could be that it's his personal Chromebook. Yeah. So I don't know if we have it. Gage, he's teaching college computers where they have to use Word for some assessments. So I don't know if you have PowerPoint on your Chromebooks. I don't know if you have PowerPoint at home. But this is what the book gives us. And it is hitting the high notes even more. So it's going to show you the journal transaction, the T accounts. It's going to talk about what posting is, the definitions. It's going to show you how to post. This is showing you the totals posting. So we would post those totals. Shows you the debit memorandum. Has some questions on the audit your understanding, but whatever. So I found those and I thought I would share those. Okay. If that is helpful, this is the book PowerPoints. They are probably a little bit more on the hitting the high notes, not hitting exactly everything. But if you have those PowerPoints, that might be very helpful, I thought. So I wanted to share them with you. Okay. Do you want should we just go over the work together for 1-2, or do you want time to read that PowerPoint, read the notes? And then you can go backwards? Okay. So let's go to the work together for 1-2. And getting this up and ready to go. Okay, so the work together for 1-2 is going through. Maybe I bring it up on both these things so I can see better. So on my computer at home, I can see the directions. Can you guys not see the directions still? It works just fine at home. I thought maybe it was a glitch. Okay, do you guys want to log on to the other computer so you can see them, or do you want to have that? Because I think that, or do you want another screen? The problem with the split screen for me is I couldn't see these columns, so I always had to keep flipping back and forth. You guys can do that, but that started to get annoying for me. I got to figure out why that is. See, at home when I did the problems, I'm like, this is awesome. So I thought maybe it was just a glitch. I should have looked at it this morning. Okay. All right, so here's the deal with this. We have some transactions that we need to do. I got to bring it up on this screen so I can read the questions. So you'll give me a minute. So I don't have to switch back and forth. Advanced. Advanced accounting. So I don't know how it is at your computer at home, Hunter, but hopefully you can open the windows. I can do it at home, so something on this Apple here is different than our Apple at home. Whatever. So we're going to do 1-2 work together. I wonder if it works on my laptop. Yeah, I can see the instructions on my laptop. They just got to zap this lab or something. All right, so the first instruction is asking us to purchase audio equipment on account. Oh, computer's locked up. All right. Purchase audio equipment on account from Davis Corporation, $1,625. So we got to do the date. Remember how we do this stuff? We got to get back into this. Oh, I can't type. So it must be JUN. Sorry. Third. And we type in, and Davis Corporation comes up. That's nice. Kind of a new journal entry setup. We're using the purchase order. They start purchase order for purchases with P243. And we're doing this for how much money? 1,625. Now, the debit, that's the accounts payable. Did I not type the P right? Does yours come up in red? Oh, I don't have to put a P. Maybe that's it. Yeah, okay. So now we have, like I wanted to kind of touch on, we have audio or video. So this is purchased audio equipment, it says. So we're going to put this under audio. The reason we're doing that is because of the instructions, which I can't show you on the screen because there's too many screens for me with Zoom and all this other stuff. But if you follow those instructions, it kind of tells you there. So the only thing really new with this is the two videos, or the two departments, right? Okay, so the fifth says returned video equipment to TPC supply 4250 from purchase 239 debit memorandum. So when you see a debit memorandum, you know we got to go down to the general ledger. So you got to scroll down to the general ledger. So there's the accounts payable ledger, no, not general ledger. I need general journal. Got to click on the general journal. I apologize. You guys see how that's done? That's different too. So this is where we type purchases, general journal. I just click on it right here. You don't even have to scroll. It's right here. You guys see that? Okay, that's nice. Okay, why do we know we're going to the general journal? Because it says debit memorandum 38. That's not a purchase. That is, so we got to put in June. That's not purchase merchandise type thing. This is a returning. So whenever we return something, so if Jackie bought something from your store, Cassidy, she on account, she owes you $1,000. If she returns something, she needs to lower her bill. How do you lower your bill? You get a debit memorandum. So the debiting we're doing is account, and if I put ACCO, and then it comes up. This is yours. I just start typing accounts. That's awesome, because then you can click accounts payable TPC supply. Right? That's slick. I like that. And you don't have to do the hashtag. But do you remember why we're putting both names? Because it's the controlling account and the vendor. So basically all we're doing is if you got something, you're taking it back, getting store credit, or making your bill smaller. Okay. And then it's a purchases, returns, and allowance. And I got to read the instructions. What one is it? Video equipment. So you see how we have to choose departments? Kind of a pain, but not bad. It says in our instructions, that's why I know it's video. It says return video equipment to TPC Supply. This is a document number DM. Or maybe go to, is it working? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, so there you have, yeah, okay. I just brought my other screen. Post reference when we post. We'll do that later. Davis, so what are we doing? $42.50 is how much we're taking off our bill. Oops, 43. 42.50. 42.50. So any problems with that debit memorandum and one, whenever we are going to return items, that lowers our bill. So it lowers accounts payable, lowers the controlling account, as well as the bill that our vendor, and then we just credit into the contra account for purchases, which is purchase returns allowance. Okay. Now I'm going to flip over to purchases. Oh, I wonder if I got to put a page here. I just saw the page number. What's it say in our directions? Page 6. Better do that. Sorry, I'm getting back in the swing of things here. 8, purchase video equipment on account from TPC Supply. So now we went back to that same place. We turned stuff, we bought stuff. So we have the 8th. We don't have to do June again. And TPC, how come it didn't show up? Okay, it did. I like how they show up. TPC Supply. The purchase number, we don't have to put a P, it's just the number, 244. We increased accounts payable, $995. And what kind is this? Video equipment. Make sure you put in video. That cool? I kind of like this way it's set up better than the one last year. But do we, and all I'm doing, video and audio, it just says in our instructions, right? Okay. So that's 8. 12, purchase audio equipment on account from National Industries. All right, so we'll stay right here. 12. Yeah, NATI, then it shows up. This is purchase number 245, and it is for $1,100. It's audio. Okay, pretty slick. Not too shabby. The 18th, so I went down, I looked, I cheated, and I saw said DM 39 source document. So I immediately go, just because I figured we did 2 in the journal. So on the 18th, received an allowance on audio equipment. So remember, purchases, returns, and allowance means we either return something or something was broken, damaged, or not right. So when they say we received an allowance, it is just like purchases, returns, and allowances. It just means they're taking the money off our bill. Is that cool? It's a little different wording. We didn't have that last year. So it's kind of, it's different. It's not neat or anything. It's different. Received an allowance on the audio equipment we bought for $165. So it's a DM, meaning we're going to debit the account payable in the company to take that amount that they're allowing off our bill. So the first thing is, it's the 18th. And we're doing this with National Industries. So I put ACCO and it comes up. It's a DM 39. And it's audio equipment. Oh, come on. And it's for $165.80. When we have a debit memorandum, when we're dealing with a return of merchandise or an allowance of merchandise, we debit the account payable controlling account and the vendor that it goes with, and we credit purchase returns allowance, which is a contra account to purchases, which has a debit balance. Is there any question with either of those DMs? All right. Go back up to your purchases journal. And we are going to do the 23rd. Purchase audio equipment on account from Davis on the 23rd. So we put the 23rd. Davis Corporation, 246. Accounts payable credit. We charged $820 worth of merchandise. It says audio equipment. Excuse me. $820 for audio equipment, which is the purchase debit, which is its normal balance. So June has how many days? You remember? Remember your knuckles? January spaces, February, March spaces, April, May, spaces, June. Spaces have 30 days. June 30th, we do totals. There is no like purchase or merchandise, and I'll just give you these 4540, 3,545, 995. You remember single line and double line? Single line adds it up. Double line means it's equal. We don't put these numbers here because now we have to post. It says prove and rule the purchase generator and post the totals. I guess, no, I'm sorry, I lied. We're supposed to post the items that are to be posted individually as we went. Crap. Okay, so when we're looking at this inside the notes again, we are not posting anything individually for purchases, audio, and video. We're only going to post these two numbers. We are going to post each one of these numbers to each one of these companies. We're not going to post individually to accounts payable. This is called a special amount column, right? This is called a special amount column. So we're going to only post purchases, audio, purchases, debit, video, and accounts payable total. We're going to post each one of these numbers individually to these accounts. So first one we got to do is go down to Davis. I hate scrolling. Davis is the third. You're going to put the third there. And then the Davis guy, we're doing, it's a page, our purchase is 6, right? So the P6, because it's page number 6 for the purchases journal. And Davis was a credit of 1,625. So then you guys, I'll give you these numbers. You'll need to get. So we add credit balance to credit, yeah? The last step in posting, that's date, reference, credit balance, is putting the vendor number up there. So we got to put 210 up here. Make sense? Okay, so on the 8th, TPC supply for $9.95. So we got to go down to TPC supply. I like that. It's a lot easier. We don't have to hit that. It's still page purchase journal 6. And it was for how much? The problem with that is I got to do a date order. So I screwed you up. So we have 3, 8, 12, 23, 30. It says we got to do it in date order. We got to go down to general journal. Apologize. TPC supply for the 5th. 4250 debit. So we got to put the 5th. Still same purchase. No, this would be general now. General journal 6. And it's a debit. We're taking it off our bills so they can not charge us as much, which means this is good to kind of see. Reinforces it. 2269.91. So our bill went down 4250. And then what we need to do is take this vendor number 230 here and put it in a post reference. But we should be able to do like I think we need to post accounts payable at the same time. We do. I'm learning. Accounts payable here, right here, this thing that I'm pointing at, the general journal, this accounts payable, we do need to post that individually. I was getting it confused. Up here in the purchase journal, we don't post it to accounts payable, but in the general journal, we do post these individually. So we got to scroll down and do the same thing for the 5th for accounts payable. It's page 6. No, it's G6, not page. And we are doing 4250. And then we need to lower our accounts payable total balance, 4,206.58. We got account number 2105. Yep, so up here, that's why I noticed that this is supposed to be a slash. What did I say? 21? 2145? 05? And then slash, and what was our stupid TPC 230? Sorry, yeah, because these need to be slashed. So that's why I knew we didn't do it right. Then we better go down to purchases, returns allowance video, and post purchase returns allowance video. And this is the 5th, right? And it is a general 6. And we are crediting it. So 4250, 664.20. And we'll be done with that guy because that's the last line. So then we have to put 5215 purchases video, 5215 way up here. Purchase returns allowances video. All right, so we went 3rd in the purchase journal to 5th. Now, is there anything before the 18th? Yeah, we got to do the 8th and 12th. So we got to go down to TPC supply for the 8th. And we need purchases 6. And it's a $995 credit, which we have to add to our credit balance. 230 needs to go up here. You need that balance number, sorry. 995 credit, so just a good old-fashioned normal purchases journal. We add the credit to the credit. Before we took the credit and subtracted the debit. Remember that? And then the last step is that. Now the general journal, the next one is the 18th, so purchases, we got to do the 12th yet. So we'll go down to national, the 12th. Again, it's purchases journal 6, keep it simple. National, we charge $1,110. So now the balance is $2,002.44. We put the number up there, 220. We're going in date order, so we are going to go back down to the general journal and do the last one here. Okay, so the last one means we got to do accounts payable and national industries for that first one. So I don't want to make the same mistake. So I'm going down in order. I'm going down the accounts payable. It is the 18th. Can you close all these? Oh yeah, you can. That makes it a lot better. Accounts payable, it's the 18th. It's G6. And what are we returning? $165.85 or 80 cents, excuse me, worth of stuff. So that's a debit. We need to subtract that from our accounts payable total. So we take 4,206 minus that, we get 4,040.78. 4,040.78. And then last step, we got to go take that account balance, 2105, post it with the backslash. Now we got to do it with national industries. So we do the same exact thing with national industries. So we go 18, G6, debit 165.80 for the credit balance of national industries of 1,836.64. And then we put that up there to get that red guy out of there. So again, when we general journal a vendor with a purchase return, that lowers their balance by debiting it, right? You guys good? All right, and then let's go down to purchase returns and allowances. And it's audio, so I got to pick the audio one. And the purchase returns and allowance audio is just the 18th, G6. It is a credit because it's purchase returns and allowance, 165.80. We add that, 977.30. Oh, I forgot 5115. I got to put that post reference in. I like how last year kind of sucked when we had to do the arrows and scroll. I like these collapsing. I'm just not used to them. All right, so that's general journals finished. Purchase journal, we have one more to do and then the totals. So Davis Corporation. Let's go down to Davis. It's the 23rd. I like this. I can see everything. I don't have to scroll. oops, page, purchase journal 6. What we have is an $820 amount to Davis that we need to put in here as a credit. We charge the $3,479.23. What we did is we just keep charging. So we owe these guys about $3,500 almost. And then the last step, make sure you put their account number, step 5, vendor account number into the ledger. Now what we got to do, we're not quite done. We got to post the totals. There are no totals in the general journal. There's only totals in the purchases. So we need to go to accounts payable credit for $4,540. Accounts payable credit. We got the last day of June, which is the 30th. We're in the purchase journal 6. We have the accounts payable credit for $4,540, we said. I don't remember. 4540. I'm gonna be dyslexic on it too. Don't worry about it. 4540. So then we add that to it. So now our accounts payable is up to $8,580.78. And then we got to put 2105 down here below. Remember how we did this down below? 2105. Do I got to do parentheses? Oh, yeah. Oops. Yes, you need to do parentheses, otherwise it's red. Okay. Then go ahead to purchases, debit, audio. You guys know what you're doing. Purchase audio. And we have the 30th. We have post reference P6. We have a debit. Am I saying that right? Yeah. 3545 4203410. $5,105. Parenthesis first. 5105 ending parenthesis. Here's the total there again. $3,545 debit. We add that to an already debit balance. Purchases has a debit account balance. So we have 2 departments in purchases. Audio, $42,034.10. And now we got to do purchases video. So we got the 30th for video. We got G6. We have a debit for $995. P6. Sorry. Good call. 29,484.06. 08. 08. Oops. I hit a button. Sorry. P6. Sorry. Yes, Jackie. I'd $995 debit. Add it to the debit. Again, purchases, normal balance is a debit. Purchase returns is a contra account. Normal balance is credit. You guys good on that? All right. What time we get out of here? 10:35. Do you want me to give you 15 minutes to do the app, or do you want to go over? How do I get out of here without screwing my screen up? I want to go back. Or do you want to do 10-3 work together? And then you got both of them done, then you can spend the rest of the time doing whatever you want.
So we can get on material now. So then, and then we can have the week to do.
The problems.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna take a minute. You guys get your screens. I gotta get my screen to the directions. Close out. Excuse me. Work together, practice mode. Is that right? Come on, computer. All right. So give me the instructions. Big cash to Peterson Supply. No, for miscellaneous expense, yeah. Well, that's a good thing. You guys tell me. When's so next week, if we were to take a test, why don't we do this? Why don't we see where we're at, but maybe instead of taking the test, maybe we just give you all next week in class to do the mastery problem, and that'll be our test.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have 30 minutes, give or take here, to do work together, and then you can, hopefully, what I won't do is I just won't go through the posting with you. I bet you can do the posting on your own. That way I don't have to take your time, or I can help you. But maybe we just, instead of taking the actual chapter 1 test where you do the 10 vocab, because a lot of this is review, vocabulary wise. You don't need to get caught up on true false vocab. Let's just do the math. So what are we? We're team U even? So we have no school Monday. So we are just at Wednesday. And then for a couple weeks. Okay. Maybe next week then when you come in, your test is the mastery problem. Yeah. If you want to have, I can set the due date for the apps like Tuesday at midnight. So then when you wake up, before you come to class, we can see what you got right and wrong. We can go over it if you butchered it, or if that's not enough time, I guess, I don't know. I'll do Tuesday at midnight, 11:59, whatever. I'll set the application problems for 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. You already got 1-1 done, but I'll just set them all for Tuesday at midnight. So then Wednesday we come in, we'll do the mastery problem. But if you did something wrong, I can show you so that you don't screw it up on the mastery. And then you guys do the mastery problem. And if, let's say, you butchered assignment, then I can give you until the next week to redo it. Because I probably won't give you any homework. When we do the test, it's the test. And we won't make you do 1-1, chapter 2, section 1 on your own. Because if we do by the 3-week rule, we'll just keep doing it. And it could be that we gotta, maybe me talking you through the whole problem, maybe I print out the work togethers and you guys can kind of follow it and you just do it, more independently. But let's just do that. So the test will be the mastery next week. Hunter, hopefully you can hear me and getting this. And I will set due dates for application problems 1-1 through 1-3 for Tuesday at 11:59. Yep. You can use your book notes. You can have 2 screens going to help you with the mastery problem. Your old problems will be graded, so should be able to see some similar. But I think you can use both screens if you want it. That might be easiest. So what we won't do this time is we will have no study guide and we will have no mastery or no test. We will only do application problems outside of class, and the mastery problem will be our test. Sound like a plan? Okay. Hunter, if you have a question with that plan, email me. But I'll set 1-1 through 1-3 application problems. I'll put them for next Tuesday at basically midnight. That way you guys will have your answers in the morning. And then next week, instead of doing a study guide or a test, the test will be the mastery problem that you will just do. What I'll probably do, Hunter, also is set up a reoccurring meeting that is always just set to you, so that we always have this meeting. And then I will always record it. If you're not there, if you're on, I won't save it onto the website. But if you are not on, then I will save it always. Okay. All right. So that was a brief little explanation. All right. So here's the deal with chapter. We didn't really talk about 12.3 too much, or 1.3. Geez, sorry, too much. But it's dealing with the cash payments journal. So last section was purchases, merchandise, and then the debit memorandums on the returns. What we're doing now is we're going to pay expenses, rent expense, miscellaneous expense, cell phone expense. Okay. We are going to pay bills. So we are going to pay cash on accounts. We're going to pay for insurance. We're going to pay for supplies. We're going to pay bills. We're going to make, so remember when we just bought purchases, whenever, the thing we always put in purchases is the merchandise that we sell, but we also purchase stuff to help us in our business. So that'll be under the regular purchases. And then we're going to do petty cash. So that's what this is about. Okay. So we'll go by the directions. So the first one says pay cash to Peterson Supply for miscellaneous expense. Okay, pay cash to Peterson Supply for miscellaneous expense. So this is June. So we're going to go June. This is 3rd. It says it's miscellaneous expense. Pops up. We wrote a check, $345. You don't have to put C, I don't believe. And it's for $164.34. $164.34. That is a miscellaneous expense. Normal balance for expense is a debit, so we put in the general. We have all these special amount columns, right? Is there anything after cash? Okay, kind of there. We have these special amount columns. But if we wrote a check, it's cash credit, right? $164.34. Except I got to put a decimal. Is it 163? 164. I'd like to make less errors than you guys today. Sorry. My typing 10 key skills are terrible. I've lost all skills on my 10 key. I got nothing. Sorry. All right. So 164. Yes. So you kind of remember how to debit and expense. We just got to get back in the routine, right? Next one, pay cash on account to Harris Industries for crafts purchased on P342. So remember, that means they give us all this information, but basically what are we doing? We're paying a bill that we charged from purchase order 342. Now, I need a calculator. I need a calculator that isn't solar powered. That's the problem. Calculator out somewhere. Somebody stole my calculator. There we go. You guys remember these instructions that say 2,140 less debit memorandum for 245 and less a 2% discount? Okay, so we might have to talk about this. All right. So first, what day is this? This is the 5th. So we can do that. And we can do Harris Industries. And we wrote a check for 346. Okay, and then the rest of it we want to figure out. All right, so what is it? 2,141. That's their original cost, right? Oh, the instructions aren't on there. So we're paying this cost off, but it says less the debit memorandum for 245, which means we return $245 worth of stuff. Mine's not going to work, so we got to go old fashioned. Okay, 1896. Hope that's right. So then it says we get a 2% discount. So then we're gonna take this times 0.02. I gotta do this. I don't want to mess that up. 1896 times 0.02. I hope that's right. So we used to owe this much. We return, purchases return that. So this is a new total, right? Minus the discount. So this is what the discount is. So we're gonna pay 1896 minus 3792. So you're gonna pay that marker sucks. Minus 3792. I just did it. 185808. Now let me make sure I did that right. And I find the answers. Okay. So this was the original bill and the directions. Yeah, these numbers are right. Purchase return was the DM. So we only owe this much. Now that we only owe this much, now we're taking advantage of that 2% discount within 10 days. So this discount is the money we saved. So we don't actually write a check for this much. This is the cash credit that we do. So on here, the check is this, 185808. Now remember, debit's got to equal credits. Purchase discount, what did we say? It's 3792. What kind is it for? We need crafts. Okay. Yeah, so there's always departments, which is annoying, but okay. 3792. So you see this is a credit and this is a credit. So cash is always going to be a little bit lower than the actual bill. So what they could have done is made it easier and gave us what the bill was, but you're in advanced accounting now, so they're going to make you a little bit harder. Okay, they could have just gave us, we're paying this. But instead, they want you to go advance and go, this is the regular thing, this is the DF purchase return, now this is the number. So whenever you take advantage of a discount, the account payable number will be bigger than cash because you're not paying as much. It's like the sale. So this 1896 should go here. That's like chapter 11 type stuff. We're doing day 2. That's all right though, right? We're okay with this, aren't we? Does that kind of sort of make sense? Okay. Good. 12, pay cash to Mason Office Source. Mason Office Source for supplies. So we're just writing 12 supplies. We're just buying some assets, right? Supplies are things of value. 347 is the check. How much are we buying? 86.35. Getting a little better. Yeah, that was more like an accounting class. Using the tab and the 10 key correctly. So when we buy supplies, a lot of times, do we have like a chart of accounts? A lot of times we will just buy supplies. We don't put the company name and we just buy supplies. Okay. The 18th is next. It says pay cash on account to Fulton Corporation covering, another math problem. This time we don't have a DM. So it says covering paid. So we can do this. So we go 18 and we go Fulton Corporation and we write the check, or at least I'm putting this all down, then I'll 348. Okay, now we just got to figure out the math. This marker's toast. So I get the marker. All right, so what are we doing? We have 2,840 less than 2% discount. Oh, that's not bad. So this is where we're at. 2,840. This is our total times the 2% discount. We need to find whatever that is. Let's see. Yeah, but I don't like using my phone. 56.8. So this is our discount. We save $56.80. And then we have to get our, what are we doing for our cash? So then 2,840 minus 5680, our new total bill, 2,783.20. Sorry, you might not be able to read that, Cassidy. I'll put it up on the board. But I just wanted, just so we get the idea behind things. All right, so this is the big number, which is 2,840. What kind is this? Frames, discount, 56.80. And then the cash credit, 278,320. Okay. Just got to make sure you keep track of this. Always accounts payable when we're doing a discount, even though there's two numbers, it's still credit, makes cash shorter. 1822, June 22nd. I just need to make it so you can see that. Okay. What do we got? Paid cash, Daniel Woodwork for frames. So this is one that I would have gotten wrong at first. We got to do purchases. And then you got to scroll to frames. So this is not Daniel Wood. We're not writing a check to Daniel Woodworks for frames. Since we are a craft frame, we bought supplies before from Mason's Supplies. This is purchasing frames, but it is not for selling. These are just what we're purchasing. I'll help you with those throughout whenever we have a little trickier one. 349. And this is just plain Jane, $580. We're just buying some purchases. And we write the check for $580. Petty cash, if you remember, there's no order. We usually do it by the order that it's listed. Petty cash, we set up $200 a month, $300 a month, $250 a month, $100 a month. We replenish it when it runs out or at the end of the month. So now we're at the end of the month. We list the paid cash, replenish petty cash fund 10210. So we can go way over here and type 10210. That's what they told us the cash is. What of our listing? We're listing advertising expense. What are we doing? Advertising for crafts. So we got to do advertising expense crafts. So we paid some expense for $50. It says we did miscellaneous expense for $32.60. And then it says we did supplies. No. Jeez. I tried. Click. And supplies was $19.50. So 30 plus 50 plus 32.60 plus 19.50 equals 102.10. And then the last day of the month is still the 30th. Totals 932.79. Accounts payable 473.6. Purchase discount, that's just 37.92, 56.80, and cash 557407. Okay, couple things. We're not gonna have time to post, but we need to boot. What do we do for check marks? X's? Can't remember.
If it's not posted,
We used to do check, there used to be a check mark, but I thought it was an X.
V maybe?
V.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think it might say that in there.
Yeah, it says it.
Oh, we probably got to put a page number up here too. I didn't tell you that. Sorry. People. Yep, right here for credit. I didn't read all the directions. That's poor. And then I didn't put the check here either. Correct. So you will not post the totals for general. That's why we put the check marks. We will post accounts payable total, purchase discount crafts total, purchase discount frames total, cash total, and then we do post miscellaneous. You post the Harris individual one. So you post this column, this column, this column individually. You post this special amount columns. That makes sense? You do not post 1,896 to accounts payable. You will only post 1,896 to Harris. You won't post 2,840 to Fulton. You will not post that to accounts payable. You do one total for the month. I need to put a check number here. I didn't do that either. Jeez. 350
Where do we get out of here?
now or soon. 10:35.
How do we save this?
Is there not a save?
Um,
I think this button, what's this button right here?
I don't know.
It looks like a disc. Here, I'm gonna hit it.
You press it.
Oh, saving failed, retry. I wonder if we gotta save multiple times.
You just press it.
Okay. But are you guys good on what's going on then? So no study guide, no tests, the mastery, because you guys will do these assignments, just do them when you got time the next week. And it could be, I don't know. We'll just have to do that. You got access to those. If you have PowerPoint at home, those PowerPoints might be easier than the notes because they're bigger. They just don't have everything written on it. But like for our purpose this week, since we're not taking a test, it'll help you with the problems. Otherwise, just use that Google Doc for the notes. It'll be fine too. So I'll set the due date for those three for tomorrow, next Tuesday. I'll probably close the mastery problem so you guys can't cheat and do it ahead of time. Well, you don't need to do a whole lot. And then I'm assuming we can get the mastery problem done. Here's the mastery problem. Except I don't have I gotta bring it up here because I can't bring the directions up. So I can bring it up on my laptop, but I can't on here. Well, here, I might have advanced accounting assignment answers. I'm going to stop here. We'll talk to you next week. Email me, Hunter, if you have any problems. I need to end.